History is not just a collection of stories, it is a series of echoes, a chorus of warnings that resonate through time. These echoes tell a chillingly consistent tale. How freedom, once vibrant and cherished, can wither into the shadow of tyranny. This is the story of how democracies die, not always in a sudden coup, but often through a slow, creeping sickness that many fail to notice until it's too late. It begins, almost imperceptibly, in the hearts and minds of the people. The first tremor is often a crisis. It could be an economic collapse, a devastating war, a pandemic, or deep social unrest. In these moments of fear and uncertainty, societies become vulnerable. People crave security, order, and simple answers to complex problems. This is the fertile ground where the seeds of authoritarianism are sown. A charismatic figure or a powerful group emerges, promising to restore greatness, to purge the corrupt, and to be the strong hand that guides the nation back to glory. They speak the language of the common person, channeling their frustrations and fears, and identifying scapegoats for their suffering, be it an ethnic minority, a political opposition, or a foreign enemy. This promise of salvation is intoxicating. It feels like a solution, a path out of the darkness. The leader's words resonate with those who feel left behind, unheard, and disenfranchised. They are told they are special, that their heritage is under threat, and that only a radical break from the old ways can save them. The appeal is emotional, not rational. It bypasses critical thought and speaks directly to primal fears and desires. And as public support coalesces around this new, powerful vision, the foundations of democracy begin to crack. The institutions designed to limit power, the courts, the free press, the electoral systems, are reframed not as safeguards, but as obstacles to progress, as part of the old guard that must be swept away. The second stage is the capture of truth. A free and independent press is the immune system of a democracy. It holds power to account, investigates corruption, and provides the public with the information needed to make sound decisions. For a budding tyranny, this is an intolerable threat. The assault begins subtly. The media is labeled as the enemy of the people. Journalists are discredited as biased elites, peddling fake news. This constant barrage of attacks erodes public trust. People no longer know who or what to believe, creating a fog of confusion where the leader's voice becomes the only one that seems clear and trustworthy. Simultaneously, a parallel information ecosystem is constructed. State-controlled media outlets are expanded, and friendly private owners are rewarded, all broadcasting the same synchronized message. This propaganda machine doesn't just lie. It creates an alternate reality. It celebrates the leaders' wisdom, exaggerates their successes, and invents conspiracies to explain away any failures. History is rewritten, national myths are glorified, and education is reshaped to instill loyalty from a young age. With control over the narrative, the regime can define reality itself. Dissenting voices are not just disagreed with, they are delegitimized, portrayed as traitors, or foreign agents working against the national interest. The public square, once a vibrant space for debate, shrinks into an echo chamber. With the truth under control, the next step is the dismantling of opposition. The political landscape is systematically cleared of any meaningful challenge. This rarely starts with mass arrests. It begins with legal and bureaucratic warfare. Opposition parties find themselves bogged down in manufactured legal challenges. New electoral laws are passed that gerrymander districts or make it harder for certain groups to vote, tilting the scales of democracy. The judiciary, once an independent arbiter, is gradually packed with loyalists who will rubber stamp the regime's agenda. Constitutional checks and balances are eroded one by one under the guise of efficiency or national security. Dissent, once a cornerstone of democratic life, is recategorized as subversion. Protests are met with disproportionate force. Activists, academics, and artists who dare to speak out are targeted. They may face public smear campaigns, lose their jobs, or become entangled in endless legal battles. This creates a powerful chilling effect. People become afraid to voice their opinions, even in private, The fear is pervasive. Neighbors begin to watch neighbors. A culture of silence descends as self-preservation overtakes the courage to dissent. The state cultivates a sense of omnipresence, the feeling that Big Brother is always watching, always listening. Loyalty is rewarded while even the slightest hint of disobedience is punished. This atomizes society, breaking the bonds of trust that allow for collective action. The final stage is the consolidation of power, where the transformation is complete. The leader is no longer just a president or a prime minister. They are the embodiment of the nation itself. A cult of personality is carefully manufactured. Their image is everywhere, on billboards, in textbooks, in every news broadcast. They are depicted as infallible, a semi-divine figure whose wisdom is beyond question. The state and the ruling party merge into one entity, and loyalty to the leader becomes the ultimate test of patriotism. The remnants of democratic institutions become hollow shells, existing only to provide a veneer of legitimacy. Elections may still be held, but they are a farce, their outcomes predetermined. At this point, the society has fundamentally changed. Fear has replaced freedom. Dogma has replaced debate. The vibrant, chaotic, and often messy process of democracy has been replaced by the sterile, predictable order of tyranny. The promise of security has been fulfilled, but at the cost of liberty, dignity, and the human spirit. The scapegoats who were blamed at the beginning now face systematic persecution. The state's power is absolute, its reach total. The journey is over. The darkness has fallen. The echoes of the past are not just stories. They are urgent warnings. From the fall of the Roman Republic to the rise of 20th century totalitarian regimes, the pattern repeats with haunting familiarity. It shows us that freedom is not an inheritance. It is a daily responsibility. It is fragile and requires constant vigilance. It depends on our willingness to engage in difficult conversations, to respect facts, to defend the rights of those with whom we disagree, and to hold our leaders accountable, no matter who they are. The antidote to tyranny is not found in a single grand gesture, but in the countless small acts of democratic citizenship. It is in supporting independent journalism. It is in voting in every election, local and national. It is in speaking out against injustice, even when it's unpopular. It is in teaching our children the value of critical thinking and empathy. It is in remembering that the institutions that protect us are only as strong as our collective will to defend them. The fight for democracy is the perpetual struggle of memory against forgetting. We must listen to the echoes of history, not to despair, but to be forewarned and forearmed. Because the preservation of liberty rests not on the shoulders of giants, but in the hands of every single one of us. Let us not be the generation that allows the light of freedom to be extinguished. Let us be its guardians. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and please like the video.